Hey everyone, welcome back to part two of episode 16.
All right, awesome. All right, so he just blatantly disrespected me, in my own car. So like if it's mine, I'm just like, dude, what the hell? Like, why are you doing that in my own car? And then two, it's just like all day he's just been doing that. So I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go to his house because I didn't have all my stuff, like my laptop, so I had to go pick that up. I go back to his house. Mind you, this is another like 20-minute drive back. So 20-minute drive to go from the dealership back to his house, pick up my things. Luckily, the door was open. I grabbed my stuff and I just dipped. And I just texted him and I was like, hey, dude, I had a call or something. And then after that, we never met up again. I texted him the next day. He was like, yo, dude, you've been ignoring me type of thing. And then I was like, yeah, dude, like you rubbed me the wrong way type of thing. You've been toxic and nasty. And I'm just like, yo, I can't deal with this. This is not on my wavelength type of thing. And then I never heard back from him ever since that. And then he blocked me all over social media. And I was just like, you know what? That was, like I said, when I was looking out the window in his place, I was like, dude, this is the day that this relationship or friendship, whatever you want to call it, is going to end. And so that, I mean, there's way more, obviously, again, that I can't think of, but I try not to even think of this as trauma because I remember I was talking to one like business owner slash friend, and he was like, dude, don't label it as trauma because then it's gonna like mess with me. But at the time it was trauma because again, it was just my only friend, mentor, person, and all that I was trying to just figure it all out. I would ask questions and kind of just give me the cold shoulder, trying just to also be a friend, and it just wasn't working. Distancing and just drifting apart, being nasty and toxic and all these things. But I just put my foot down and I stood up for myself because most of the time I would just let it, go under the rug. So I was like, I finally put my foot down, and then he saw like, oh shit, like he's got confidence now, like he's not taking shit from me. So like, the actions speak here.
Yeah, when you start setting those boundaries, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't have any boundaries at the time because like he was the only person that I thought, understood me or just like could be a mentor or a friend and whatnot. So that's the trauma, let's say, right? So now
Yeah, it
going
is.
into to
It
healing
hurts.
it. Yeah. So mind you guys, this is over a period of time. This wasn't just like in a week, like this is years with this dude. And so now it's a couple of months. I've been doing personal training. I got my certifications and whatnot. And I was training my mom just at the time, like I would say like from August to November. And I was like, all right, there's got to be something else to do besides just like training my mom because I wanted to do too, like going to people's homes and whatnot, and also do the online fitness coaching because I was trying to build the business. And I came across a consulting business that helps like coaches scale their businesses, start their businesses, all this stuff. So I was like, all right, I'm going to make the investment to, change my business and change my life, honestly, because I was like, there's got to be more, again, to just like training my mom or, going to people's houses. And that's where I was just like, all right, mom, I love you, but, I'm going to put the line in the sand here and be like, okay, I'm going to focus on this 100% online and get a ton of clients and become a like badass business owner.
Yeah.
And then, during this time, I was healing from all this because when I joined this community, it was all like business owners. They all got what I was saying when I explained this story to them. And it was like, dude, like, yeah, this is something that you need to heal from. It's something that you need to do for your own self. So I took some time to really just be like, all right, he's not in your life anymore. You got now a solid ass community Because mind you, these are business owners that are trying to grow their business, and there's also coaches, which are also like the mentors. And these motherfuckers are on a whole different level. They are sharpshooters, man. They are, yeah, they're on this like crazy wavelength of just like powerful warrior type of thing, you know, just alpha male, not alpha male, but just like, you know, just confident, you know, masculine dudes and whatnot. And it's just like, from going from that one friend to now this, it's like, it just opens up so many more opportunities. And it's just like, yo, like, don't think it's just that one friend, you know, there's more to life. It's not just seeing it through his lens. Like, there's so many other mentors and people and coaches that you can relate to. Because I relate to even just these guys more. Like, these dudes aren't toxic. They're not throwing things out of their balcony. You know what I mean? Like, you know, their rooms are clean. You know, they're living in luxury apartments. You know what I mean? Like, they're surpassed that dude that I was like hanging around with.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, it's taken some time. I'm finally getting through it. Because there was times when I'm thinking of him and I'm just like, yo, am I beating him? Am I doing better than him now? Or like, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, I got some clients now. Like, it's lit. Like, I'm on my purpose. I'm driven. But like, that's only holding me back, to be honest, because I'm comparing myself to him. So there's times where I just gotta like zoom out, see the bigger picture, see who I'm surrounding myself with now. And all these dudes, they honestly make me forget about it when I'm in the moment, you know, like on the Zoom calls or whatnot. Like, I don't have to think about this dude that was like, you know, all these toxic things and all these nasty things and whatnot. So yeah, with the healing, that's what I've been doing. And to really just tap in more to just mindset wise, like just to be like, okay, like what's more important? He's not in your life anymore. He doesn't serve you any purpose. And he kind of like, he did and he didn't, you know, he always wore a mask. He always was fake. The dudes that you're surrounding yourself now, they hold themselves accountable. Everything that comes out of their mouth, they mean it. And they back it the fuck up. They're not some dudes that like most people, I'm gonna be honest, are just like, they say one thing and they do another. And I was kind of attracting that too this time last year with another friend. And I was like, okay, how can I surround myself with better people? I had to pay to do that. I had to invest, right? Like, I used my capital to invest into higher quality people. Because when you invest into those higher quality people, you're attracting and getting those connections with those people that are on the same wavelength and are big ballers, you know? Compared to people that are just like, I wanna say like below or just like anything like that. It's just like, they're kind of just winging it. They're kind of just like, oh, whatever. Like, they're just not in that same wavelength, honestly. Right. So yeah, with the healing of it, like that's what I've been doing, is just seeing like, all right, who's in my corner now? You know, they're in your corner for a reason. Who's your sharpshooters? Who are my sharpshooters? Right? Like, who do I want to become? I want to be like these motherfuckers, these coaches. I don't want to be like him. I don't want to be. Yeah, exactly. Yo, just shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be throwing stuff off my balcony and cleaning out garages to find 25 cents to pay my bills. That's not me. Yeah, being you. Exactly. That was a big thing too. Like, with the boundaries and whatnot, like that's how it was. I didn't have the boundaries to be like, oh, I'm being used right now. Like, I'm so much more aware of that too. Like, if somebody is just trying to use me for time or whatnot, what have you, like my time is precious. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yes. So, and I respect other people's times, because when I respect theirs, it attracts the same in that field and whatnot. So like, yeah, like equals like, basically, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's a whole different topic, but you know, that's basically it with that. That's how I've been healing from it. And yeah, that was long, but that's the story on that.
Hey, that was necessary, because a lot of people are relating Okay, they're gonna need to hear this whole story. And also, storytelling is also really popular with podcasts, by the way. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
So do not feel bad at all. And even if it wasn't like popular with podcasts, this is vulnerability time. Look, this is your episode. Anything goes, you know. And I'm very clear with that boundary when folks listen, you know, especially when there's special guests that come on, that this is your episode. Say it all, say anything. Don't worry about offending. I mean, just your experience is your experience. You know, if someone does not like it, they can go to the next episode. You know, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but it's like, you know, because every episode, you know, every special guest is different. Everyone has their own story. Nick, I'm honestly like super duper, super fucking proud of you. I really am.
Thank you.
When me and Nick chatted this past Monday, and when we were picking the topics, I was like, Nick, so we're twins. What's up, twin? You know, twin. I mean, just hearing this story, dude, like, I don't know if you saw, but of course I got emotional. Of course I started crying. Did you notice that?
I was like, maybe he got something in his eye. I was like, but I just kept going. I was just like, yeah.
And the reason why I say it so nonchalant like that is because the listeners know I cry. I cry out.
Oh, okay, got you.
But I wasn't necessarily crying because I relate. Honestly, I was crying because I'm so proud of you, dude. Like,
thank you.
Legit. That. There it goes. There it goes. I'm really, I'm so proud of you, Nick, and I'm genuinely meaning this. Now, I mean, I'm not saying this for the show. I don't say anything for the show. Like, honestly, like sometimes I forget the shit's recording.
Honestly, I forgot too. Honestly,
same. I'm just dude, like, I'm sure you've probably heard this before, but I'm so proud of you, Nick. That's huge because it's not easy, you know, especially like, you know, the journey of setting boundaries and, you know, losing people because you're setting boundaries, you know, and obviously it's for the best, but it doesn't feel like that in the moment, especially when there's no one else around. There's no one else around, so it's kind of like we dismiss boundaries or are completely oblivious to it because we need this individual because no one else is around. You know what I mean? Like, who doesn't want a friend? You know what I mean? Who doesn't want a mentor or someone to, you know, look up to, you know, some guidance, you know? So, dude, honestly, like, and a lot of people can relate to the situation of staying in a situation, neglecting the boundaries, whether we know we're doing so or not, because the current environment or the current state that our heart is in, and this is not bashing. This is not to bash folks at all. Now, I'm throwing myself under the bus, under the limousine. Let's be bougie. Throwing myself under the Hummer limousine. You know, this is a reality with a lot of us. This is a reality because sometimes, like a lot of us, we have to neglect those boundaries, whether we know so or not, because it's like, I mean, we're looking for the right thing, and it turns out to be coming from the wrong place. You know, folks, you're not a bad person for this. You're not. I just want to encourage you that where you're at now might not be where you are in a year from now. Let me encourage y'all with that, you know, so do not beat yourself up necessarily, you know, let's have this grace and let's eliminate the shame, you know, that through Nick's story, we're able to see that you're not alone, and that he made it out of it, you know what I mean? And notice he said that it wasn't in a week. It wasn't within a week. This was a year. This was like years, like 2 years or something like that, Nick.
Yeah, I would say from late 2019 to summer of 2021. That was like the friendship I had with him.
Not in a snap of a
Mhm.
finger, pretty much, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Nick, you know, this, dude, this story, Nick, right now you're mentoring to so many people who,
Hmm.
you're mentoring to so many people right now. I need you to know that, because someone needed to hear that. Someone needed to hear that, you know, they're gonna make it out, and you know,
Yeah,
they're gonna make it out.
and
They're going
it's
to.
just like
It's a
like
process.
it's just how we were talking about in the beginning. Like it's just pivoting, and like you see how off of that like trauma or like trauma quotes like I learned boundaries. You know how we were talking about before. It's like I learned from that one experience and applied it to now, like with the business and just with people. That's what I'm saying. It's life. It's like lessons in
Mhm.
everything that you're doing, um, and it's just crazy. Like that. Because I mean honestly, like I'm not bragging here, but like I've been like aware in that aspect since I was like doing basketball when I was like 14, 15 years old. It was just my head. It was my mechanism. It could just click with stuff like that.
Right.
Um, but like, no, it's just crazy how like you think it's so bad, but it's actually teaching you a lesson down the road
Mhm.
to persevere into something even better. And it's just like, yeah, you're not going to be in the mud forever. It may feel like it's so hard right now. It may feel like so much pain, but like um, it's gonna transform. It's gonna blossom eventually. And I'm still like, there's still pain now, even just like with what I'm doing now. Like it's
Yeah, it's a
not, you
process.
know,
Yeah.
dandelions and freaking butterflies over here. Like I'm still figuring out.
Yeah.
Like it's a constant journey. Like that's all it is. It doesn't stop. That's the beautiful thing about it, though. Yeah.
Right. It doesn't stop. Exactly. It
It doesn't
doesn't
stop. It doesn't
stop.
stop.
It
Mhm.
doesn't stop. You folks, you are in a situation right now that doesn't necessarily mean you're stopped. It's a process. You're not gonna get it overnight, and you're not supposed to get it overnight. You're not gonna learn anything if everything is got overnight. Um, so I mean, honestly, I'm speechless. I feel like Nick has said it all. Honestly, like Nick has said it all. Y'all, like it's gonna. I'm about to cry. That's the thing. I'm just, which is fine. You know what I mean? But it's just
Mhm.
like I do struggle with vulnerability sometimes. I have selective
Mhm.
vulnerability, but also
Oh, okay.
because
Mhm.
it'll be so hard for me to. It'll be so hard for me to talk when I start crying. Like, so it's like I get a few tears out, but like right now I want to bawl in tears because I'm so proud of you. That's so huge. And
Mhm.
honestly, Nick, dude, like let's just say I'm feeling a lot of what you have said. Why? Like, okay, when I
Mhm.
say I'm feeling, I mean I felt, and I'm resonating, and I'm relating, basically.
Yeah, yeah. I got you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I saw a lot of myself, and I saw a lot of others as well, while you were speaking. You know,
Mhm.
that whole needing a friend and mentor, and needing that so bad. There's nothing wrong with needing that. I mean that. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, a mentor, a friend. Duh, I need that. Duh, I want that. You know, and
Yeah.
you know, yeah, dude. Once upon a time, once
Mhm.
upon a time, excuse me, once upon a times, once upon a times. But as we're wrapping up here, Nick, I want to thank you so much for sharing your story.
Of
I'm so
course.
proud of you.
Mhm.
I know our listeners, I know we're so proud of you. Um, we're so proud of you. Seriously. You need to hear it. Whether you are proud of yourself or not, still need to hear it. I'm so proud of you,
Mhm.
dude. Um,
It's been a journey
let the
so
tears
far.
speak for themselves. I'm not just saying this
Yeah.
cliche. I'm like,
Mhm.
let things and a lot of people that know
Yeah.
me, I am very blunt. I am very blunt
Mhm.
and honest. I like I'm not like an ass. No, no. I'm just like I'm very blunt and honest. I wasn't always this
Mhm.
way, you know. Basically, I don't just say
Mhm.
shit. You know, like a lot of times, like if someone
Yeah.
asks, "How are you?" Oh, I will be honest. I'm like, I am struggling with depression.
Yeah, yeah. You're not
So,
just like, oh, I'm fine, I'm chilling. You
right,
know,
yeah.
like you'll say what's on your mind.
Exactly. Like I tell
Yeah.
people like
Mhm.
when like obviously there's a time and a place. Like if we're both rushing to places and like, hey, how are you? Great. You know, of course like I'm not gonna
Mhm.
like stop in the middle of like a rush, but like, you know, if we're in a setting where
Mhm.
this is welcome, or okay, you know, if there is a setting where we're not in a rush, basically if the time and place is right, I'm gonna be honest. And I do let people know when they first meet me, I'm like, when I ask how you're doing, I truly mean it. I'm not just asking this to, you know, oh, like I'm expecting to hear honesty, which is that can be positive or that could be, you know, a storm that they're going through at the moment. I'm not asking cliche because you just never know what someone's going through. Like seriously, like
Yeah.
you just
Mhm.
never know. Someone could take their life the next day, but
Mhm.
answer to your question, how are you? They answered, oh, I'm great. They're not doing great. So yeah, and I tell people when they ask me how I'm doing, I'm like, if it's the time and a place, I'm gonna be honest with you. So I'm like, just don't ask it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they're bad people for
Mhm.
doing that, but I'm just like, just don't ask it. Don't ask it because I'm gonna be honest. If I'm doing phenomenal, I'm gonna be doing phenomenal. So I ask people like how they're doing, and they say great, and then I say, great. How are you honestly doing?
Yeah. Like you're getting to the core. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm
Yeah.
like, if this
Yeah.
is a time and a place, hey, like
Yeah.
because I don't know what you're going through. Like,
Mhm.
we don't know what can happen tomorrow. I don't know what's going on. If you're thinking of, and that's the thing. Like, if you're thinking of leaving this earth, you know what I mean. But I didn't give you
Mhm.
that opportunity to even, you know, to even just be honest because maybe sometimes a lot of us we just need a listening ear. Now obviously I like set my personal boundaries, like if I'm not doing well, um I sometimes I can't pour from an empty cup. So I'm not saying like a neglect and boundaries, folks. I'm just saying just in general,
Mhm.
like, you know, honesty is healing. And yeah, does that make sense? So basically, when I say
Yeah.
I'm
100%.
all this to say,
Mhm.
when I say I'm proud of you, I'm really proud of you. Like aside from the tears, I'm like legit proud of you, and I can't stress that enough. I really can't. So with that being said, thanks so much, Nick. We really appreciate you, um, and thank you for being vulnerable for all the world to hear and to hear and to heal from you as Nick,
Mhm.
all that you are. So, that being said, folks, this has been
Yeah.
another episode of Vulnerability Time, Part 1 and Part 2 from Nick. And I will see y'all next episode. And thank y'all so much for being tuned in. Nick, say goodbye to all the awesome angels listening.
All right. See y'all, motherfuckers. Go kill it.
Go
Go do
kill
that
it!
shit. Yeah. Go
Straight
kill that shit.
savage!
Yes, sir.